bad bosses. We've all heard the stories, right? And I'm willing to bet a lot of us have lived them. It's one of the biggest reasons people just dread going to work. But what if we could actually diagnose the problem and find a cure? Okay, let's dive into this. We're going to use insights from the book The Only Leadership Book You'll Ever Need by Peter Stark and Jane Flaherty to figure out how we can build organizations where people genuinely love to show up.
Just think about it for a second. You know that manager who asks for your feedback, but you can practically see that their mind is already made up? They're basically thinking, yeah, I already know what the employees think, and I don't plan on changing anything, even if I learn something new. It is so frustrating, and it's an incredibly common experience. And you know, what's really fascinating is the book's dedication. The authors cheekily dedicate their work to the very people causing the problem. You know, the managers who are so out of touch they don't even realize they need help. It's managers like that who make the true leaders among us look like absolute superheroes.
And the stakes here could not be higher. This isn't just about being a little annoyed at your desk. Research from Right Management shows that a staggering 60% of employees are just waiting for a better opportunity to walk right out the door. That is a massive, disengaged workforce just ready to jump ship, all because of poor leadership.
So, what do these bad behaviors actually look like out in the wild? Let's get into the diagnosis, and we're going to pull some unbelievable but totally true examples directly from the source. Let's start with a classic archetype you might recognize. The manager who takes a teeny tiny, insignificant issue and blows it up into a massive crisis, wasting absolutely everyone's time and energy in the process. You honestly cannot make this stuff up. Instead of, sending a friendly email, this VP launched a full-blown surveillance operation over burnt popcorn. I mean, it's a perfect example of how a total lack of perspective can lead to completely absurd and morale-killing decisions. And that kind of crazy overreaction, it often comes from another one of the books, Stupid Behaviors, talking first and listening later. This is the manager who has all the answers before they've even really heard the question.
The book has a really powerful analogy for this. Imagine a doctor just handing you a prescription without any kind of examination. You'd never trust them, right? And yet, managers do the equivalent of this every single day. They roll out new plans and policies without ever asking the people on the front lines what they think or what they actually need.
And when it comes to communication, things can get truly toxic. This is a real email a manager sent to their staff. It's threatening, it's demoralizing, and it basically says you should be afraid. The only thing missing is a PS that says firings will continue until morale improves. So here's the crucial point. That email is the polar opposite of effective leadership. Instead of threats, great leaders ask for opinions. They invite suggestions. They foster a sense of shared purpose, not a culture of fear where everyone is constantly watching their back.
Okay, so after hearing all those horror stories, you might be thinking some bosses are just a lost cause. But the good news is, these behaviors are fixable. See, it's not a personality flaw, it's a skills gap. So let's look at the path to recovery. Let's talk about the cure. The framework for this is a recovery program for managers, and the steps are so simple, but they're incredibly powerful. I mean, think about it. Step 2 is just to admit you made a mistake. Step 3, to offer a genuine apology. These aren't signs of weakness, they're signs of strength and self-awareness. Then you've got step 5, which is all about giving credit where it's due, making it about the team, not just about you. And step 10, well, that brings us full circle to that core problem. Listen first, talk later. When you look at all these together, what you see is a fundamental shift from ego to empathy. It's all about humility and respect. But fixing your mistakes? That's just the beginning. To create a place where people truly thrive, you have to build something positive. So this next part is all about the vision for what a great workplace really looks like. It really all boils down to this. Does everyone in the organization know where they're going and why? The turnaround at IBM is a fantastic case study. When they were struggling, what was the most important thing they needed? A shared vision that energized every single person in the company. And what's so powerful about these examples is that a great vision doesn't have to be complicated. Just look at Disney, make people happy. Or Southwest, deliver great service with warmth. They're simple, they're easy to remember, and they come straight from the heart. That's what creates passion. And that vision, it translates into real, tangible support. In the very best companies, 89% of employees feel like the company's policies and systems are actually there to help them succeed. Now compare that to the average company, where it's only 75%. That's a huge gap.
And it's the difference between feeling supported and feeling like the system is working against you. This kind of culture, one of support and shared vision, creates an environment for truly elite teamwork. The book quotes Michael Jordan to make a crucial point here. To win, you need both incredible individual contributions and a team that works together seamlessly. The best organizations, they get that balance right, and they foster both. So after diagnosing the problem and outlining the vision for excellence, it really all comes down to a choice. Leadership isn't something you're born with. It's a skill you decide to build.
The book has this really memorable way of framing it, the Popeye syndrome. You've got two options. You can be the stubborn Popeye, saying, I am what I am and that's all that I am. Or you can be the Popeye who eats his spinach and says, I can learn from this, I can change, watch me go. It's a choice between staying stuck and committing to growth. And as you make that choice, this quote from Mark Twain is just a perfect guiding principle. At the end of the day, integrity is the foundation. When you lead with honesty, everything else just becomes simpler and way more sustainable. So that brings us to the final question, and this one's for you. Whether you're a manager right now, an aspiring leader, or a member of a team, what is one small thing you heard here that you can apply tomorrow? Because great leadership doesn't start with some grand plan. It starts with a single, conscious choice to be a little bit better.